Okay, so another one of the old skills that they had in the West was a sport called purring. And basically, the way this worked was both of us would be wearing a jacket like a judo gi, and we would get a grip where we have some sort of an orthodox grip on each other. And the goal would be to kick each other in the shins until one of us let go. And whoever lets go first loses. So basically, when you're done, you're just like, screw this, my shins hurt. And you would jam a bunch of straw in your pants for shin guards, which I imagine doesn't work very well. But the other sport you see the shin kicks in is savate. And when I used to train in the park, I figured, why the hell not? I might as well get good at these so I have an advantage over people that have never even really dealt with shin kicks, because a lot of times they're not allowed. The thing I like about them is that if you're not wearing shoes, they don't even really hurt. But if you are wearing shoes, they really do hurt. So it's kind of like the opposite of a boxing glove. If I can punch with boxing gloves and hurt someone, then I can definitely punch somebody without them. Same is true for the shoes, or especially if I'm wearing a boot or something. So the main ones that I deal with for attacking the shin, there's actually two versions of this one. Well, there's actually more than two, but the ones I use for sparring, there's only two. The first one is a swinging motion. This one is called a coup de bas in savate, but it can be done two ways. So if he has a fighting stance, one of the ways is I'm going to kick him in the knee by lifting up my leg and like using it as a piston and driving it this way into the knee. This one might be damaging to somebody, but I don't like it because I cannot do it in sparring. Like, it's something that is not really possible to train effectively, and if I can't do it in some kind of a live setting, I'm not going to get really good at it. So the other way you can do this is with a swinging motion. So I swing my foot low, and I'm going to hit from the ground this way. I'm not trying to lift in and thrust into his knee, so it's not so much of a safety issue for sparring. However, these still really hurt. Like, there's been times on both sides where we've just been kicked in the shin through a shin guard and having it just like stop the action because it's just a bit too much. So the two ways that I like to do this, one is with the swinging motion like this. Part of it should be the hip action, so I'm not just, there's no snap like a Michael Jackson kick or something like that, or like a snap kick. It's just going to swing and hit, and it's going to be like a pendulum motion of the hip here. This is nice because if we're at a long distance, I can't really reach him. I can still reach him here, or if I'm in very close, if we're even like this or something, I can, and I get a moment where I feel that I can do this, I can still chop in like this too. These were the kind of tactics I would try to do a lot because the guy I was training with was a judo guy, and his strategy is to get in and do a throw. And my strategy is to stifle his judo with stuff that he is not prepared to deal with, things like strikes and kicks and that kind of thing. So that's one of the kicks that you would see in this sort of purring competition. You also see in savate. The other way you can do this is with what I call a scraping kick. And the way this one works is that I'm going to use the edge of my shoe to scrape his shin. The way a lot of people kind of miss this one is they'll try and do like a swinging or a thrusting kick and then turn it into a scraping kick at the end, because the martial arts have a tendency to kind of develop in like, how can I jam as much deadly stuff into one place as possible? When you do that, you end up kind of getting lesser results from each one. So instead of trying to do like a thrusting kick and to scrape and to stomp all in one motion, I want to try and do one of those at a time. So for the scraping one, I don't even so much want to try and kick him, I just want to put my foot on him and then scrape downward on the shin. What I'm trying to do is push the skin into the bone and then scrape it down like I'm trying to tear something. And the way you practice this one is you have to get kind of a weird target. When I was in security, I would practice this on like poles and stuff during my breaks at like 3 in the morning or whatever. So the idea here is to get this, and you get a good feeling for it if you do it lots and lots of times, and you learn to really direct it just right so it has the most scrape and the most resistance. And then when you get that height of resistance, that's when you want to really learn to drop your weight into it at the same time. So that would be a method of trying to take the skin and just tear it right off. And if you look at the old writings about purring when it was a sport, this actually happened because they would wear boots when they would do competitions, and there's like play-by-plays of just describing people's shin just getting torn off of the skin, and it's not too surprising that no one has really heard of purring anymore, because as goofy as getting kicked in the shin sounds, it can just really hurt and cause damage. So anyway, that's attacking the shin as I like to do it. It's very nice because it's a very non-committed move. I don't have to get in very close, and I'm not really in danger of him grabbing my foot, which was always a concern for me, because if I did anything even like towards the lower abdomen, he can grab it. It's within range of his hands. And now from here, you know, I might have ways of getting out of this, but I'd rather not even deal with it. So it's something I can do. It's kind of like a jab in that it's something that's kind of a probing technique. So I want to see, okay, what's he going to do when I do this one? I don't want to go nuts with it, but just that kind of probing kick. And I might also use it to just start drawing his attention low, where someone's attention is naturally up here. So if I try and do anything up here, this is where his attention will naturally be. When I start, every once in a while, you know, I'm drawing his attention up high and I do one of these, it's going to make him have to think about all that stuff. So anyway, that's attacking the shin. I've also been known to do like a snap kick style one here, just from in close. And this one is more just like a convulsive motion of the knee. It's not a very hard kick, but it's one I can do without committing. This would again be from like a position here, bang, real short. And you would think it would be like a snap kick where I would peel my toes back, but what I actually do is I curl my toes down, because when I do it this way, I can hit him with the ball of my foot and it's not a problem. But when I curl my toes down, it drives the shoe edge at a perpendicular angle right into his shin. And one of the things about the older savate is that you really learn to make use of the parts of your shoe to cause more damage. This is something I wouldn't want to do without shoes on, but if I'm fighting somebody and I don't have shoes on, it's kind of a weird situation.